Hi everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. I was feeling a bit sad because it's the second day of the holidays, some of the Christmas holidays with my children. I'd missed my normal painting day yesterday because I had the children, and I just thought, when am I going to be able to paint? Suddenly, my children have just started building a den together in a different room, so they are happy and they are quite quiet. So I thought I'm going to take this opportunity to do a quick painting. So I'm actually going to do a straight pour. I haven't done one for a while and I love doing them. I'm going to use blues, white, gold and magenta. So I'm really excited. So let me show you what colours they are. So here are the paints. So I've got three Montmartre colours, the magenta, the gold and the white. The white, you might think it looks a little bit off-white, and that's because I've just added just a tiny bit of the gold into the white. I didn't want such a stark white. So it's more of a creamy colour. And then two Essentials Royal and Langnickel paints, the Cerulean Blue and the Phthalocyanine Blue, which is one of my all-time favourite blues. I'm going to put this next to the white in the pour because mixed with white, it just looks gorgeous. They've all been mixed with my homemade pouring medium, which is 2 parts PVA glue and 1 part water. And then they've been mixed 50-50 pouring medium with paint. So just to try and give you an idea of the consistency. It leaves a trace for probably less than a second. The gold I had to water down quite a bit because gold, it comes out very thick, the metallic. Let's show you the blue, see if you pick that up on camera. There you go. So you can see there's it sort of piles on top of each other as it falls into the cup, and then there's a little trace, but it doesn't last that long, probably about a second. Great, so I'm going to layer up my cup next. So I've got my order. As I said, I want the dark blue and the white next to each other because when they mix, they'll obviously make a nice lighter blue. I want the gold and the pink together. I love gold and pink up against each other. So this is the order. I'm going to do several layers in the cup. Just one thought I've had though, I quite like white and gold right in the centre. I think what I might do is start with a tiny bit of the white, then put that back and then start layering with the gold. So just a tiny bit I've just snuck in there before I start in this order. So I'm going to pour it down the side of the cup. Ooh. The reason I pour it down the side of the cup is so that it just keeps its layers nicely. That's the plan. The paints are thick enough that they should just sit on top of each other quite nicely. Right, I've got my canvas here. I think it's a 16 by 20 inch canvas. Let me just show you this beautiful cup before we start. I mean, just look at that, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely gorgeous colours. So before I pour it on, what I've got here is just some leftover paint. It's not a very nice colour. It's left over from another pour, paint that I've just scraped off the worktop, and I've added some more water, so it's just a bit runnier. So it's just going to help the paint that I'm going to pour flow nicely. So I'm just doing a nice puddle of it in the centre, and then I'm going to pour onto this puddle, and it will just help it to spread across the canvas more easily. lots of air bubbles in it because I've just been mixing it with water. So if I just get rid of some of them, I think that will help. There's loads actually. Right, here it goes. I've just realised I think I'm going to get some green. I haven't really thought this through. Can you see where the gold and the blue is next to each other? It's just good. It's giving this sort of green, slightly green tinge to it. Right, what will be will be. I'm going to pour from this edge, from where I poured the colours in, and I'm going to try and keep my hand as still as possible as I pour. The only thing I'm going to do is vary the height. I'm going to come up high, and then I'm going to come down again just to see if what that does. And then I'm just going to twist my hand round. Got it. I wanted to get a nice neat centre. Wow, love the colours, love the colours. This looks awesome. This looks really cool. I really like where I twisted it round. Sometimes if you just keep your hand in one position, you get all this amazing colour one side, but the underside, I think where it comes out the bottom of the cup, it kind of mixes together and makes a much muddier colour, pattern. So I thought if I twist it round, I'm really hoping that will try and avoid some of that. So let's just tilt it back a little bit. What I want is that this colour to be around, I don't want the colour, the paint itself to run over the edge of the actual canvas. I want it to run onto this. So let's just put some more of this down. I've got lots of this. Right, and then I'm just going to spread it around, butt it right up to the puddle of paint. Right, so that's the canvas more or less covered. I just get the edges as well so that it will just flow over the edges nicely. It's a really bizarre colour this, really strange colour. It's like a brown, I don't know, see it as more of an eyeshadow colour, a little browny colour, rather than a paint colour. But it's just a combination of all the leftovers on one of the pours I did. I don't know which one. Right, let's give it a torch. There's some beautiful effects and designs coming up in here. Right. So I'm not going to tilt over the edge to start with. I'm simply just going to try and stretch it out. I might just go round in a bit of a circle just to try and get as much of this canvas covered. Right, I've got something in my paint there which is distorting it. I need to just go and get some tweezers. I won't be a second. If you find that the paint is following a slightly odd pattern, it's normally that you've got something in it. So it's just going to totally distort the rings. So I need to get rid of that now. I can't feel much. I think it's probably a little lump of unmixed paint. Can't feel anything hard there. Okay, hopefully that will disappear, that bit I've interfered with. Right, it has run off the edge, but that's okay, it's not what I wanted. I can still see something in there. Oh, look, a massive lump of something. Found it. Looks like a little lump of white paint. Right, glad I've got that, because that would have ruined it. So as I'm doing it, I'm looking everywhere just to check that it is all flowing nicely, that there aren't any bits that are distorting. So I'm just checking constantly that there's nothing in the paint. Right, so I just brought the weight back to the centre. I'm just going to let it sit for a second, and then I'm going to torch it again. I'm quite amazed. There are some beautiful parts of this. There's almost a sort of lacing colour where the gold, I wonder if because I've made the gold maybe slightly thinner than I would normally, the gold is kind of separated and then the colours underneath are showing through. It looks amazing. And I always love the bright centre. Thinking about it, you can't really see the white anywhere else, can you? You can see evidence of it where it's mixed with the blue, but there's bright white there, but nowhere else. Right, so let's try and go off the corners now. So I'm just bringing the weight of the paint back to the centre of the canvas. Again, I'm just going to let it sit for a minute. Right, I'm going to tilt to this corner next. There's quite a lot of unevenness around the edge, so I'd quite like to try and tilt some of that off. I'm just going to go quite slowly. So I'm constantly watching all the edges of the paintings, all the different sections, to make sure I've got it flowing exactly as I want it to, and exactly towards the corner, and not off the edge so much, just right towards the corner. Wow, the colours are amazing. In fact, the other colour that I think has been created, there is a bit of purpley colour, but actually it's really quite orange looking, which is the gold and the pink together. I think this is what I love about paint pouring so much. You put certain colours in, but actually your end painting can look so different depending on how the different colours have mixed together and which colours you put next to each other. Wow, I am in love with this. I love it. It's bright, it's bizarre, the effects are incredible. I've got some stripy cells. I've got all sorts going on. Ah, look, the purple. Purple has just come out in this section here. Oh, I'm so, so happy, so excited. Right, let me get you in for a close-up. So here it is the other way round. So this is the way I've poured it. I'm amazed by this. I've done quite a few straight pours before, but none of them have turned out quite like this. Let me take you in for a close-up. The first bit I'm just going to show you is all of these crazy, crazy cells. They are just gorgeous. I think this has happened because my paints have been thinner. When I've poured before, straight pours, I always think they feels a bit sluggish coming out the cup, and it seems to really drag. So I deliberately made them just slightly thinner this time, and I think all the colours have interacted a lot better this time. So I'm really happy. I lost that gold lacing apart from that little section there, just because unfortunately had to be tilted off. But look at all the blue cells in the middle of all the pink and the orange, as it turns out. It's just gorgeous. It's such a fascinating painting. What I really like is straight lines with the circles over the top. It's just really, really interesting. And you get that very much in the centre. Look at all those straight white and gold lines, and then you've got the blue. I mean, if you just do a real close-up of some of these cells, look at those stripes. So you've got purple, gold, light blue and dark blue. And what you can't see is that wherever you've got the sort of goldy orangey colour, or you can see it along the edge, can you see it's sparkling? It's really, really pretty. I'm very, very happy with the dark blue I've used. Different blue, what was it? Phthalocyanine blue. So I would normally be using ultramarine blue, but there's just something a bit brighter, just quite electric looking. Look at that. Wow. There's something quite electric about this blue. So I am so, so happy. I cannot wait for it to dry. I'll be back when it's dry. So it's now dry. This has to be my favourite ever straight pour. I absolutely love it. There is just so much to see, so much I want to show you and talk about. First things, here's the purple, the only bit of purple that I really got, but it's gorgeous. Second thing to tell you, I said earlier that it's very orangey. There are orange bits here, but actually this is now bronzy colour. So where the gold and the pink have mixed, it's now this beautiful, gorgeous bronzy colour. What I'm loving is the bronze and pinky colour, orangey colour, next to the blue. And you've just got that throughout the whole painting. So the contrast of those two colours is just gorgeous. You can see certainly where this gold section is here, it's quite shimmery. So once this is varnished, it's going to look gorgeous. Also, you can see the shimmer throughout all of that gold there. And this bit here, it's just beautiful. It is going to sparkle like anything. Bottom right hand corner, some beautiful lacing, some really sort of watery looking blue effects there. And then up to the top corner, you've got a little bit more pink right in that far corner. And again, just the gorgeous contrast of orangey, pinky, bronzy lines with the bright blue cells. So if we just go back to the centre, do you remember I mentioned that I wanted a really neat centre? Well, I am really happy with this. This looks really neat. So this bit here is the real centre. If it's not neat, you get kind of drips or irregular patterns. So I'm really happy with that. All those gorgeous folds. And I love the white centre next to the gold. It really has this glowing sort of backlit effect. Yeah, just so happy with it. I'm going to call it Heat Wave. I had lots of comments when I posted this picture and lots of suggestions of names. But Heat Wave just seemed to be, the most apt name, I think, because you've got the fiery heat from the orangey colours and then the blue wave and lots of sort of droplets, water droplets from the wave. So that's the name I'm going to give it. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave me any comments, any questions, anything you'd like to say. I'd love to hear from you. Please give my video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Great. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye.